With that, welcome you inside this week opening edition of Big Ten Today, presented by Gatorade. Rick Pizzo, thrilled to be here to introduce Brian Anderson, longtime major leaguer, spent some time in Northwestern on the coaching staff as well, and we are getting ready to talk Big Ten baseball, UCLA, Big Ten baseball tournament, all sorts of jockeying going on this time of the year.
Yeah, don't sleep on Northwestern, by the way. They had a down year this year, but Ben Greenspan's doing some great stuff over there. It will take some time, but my gosh, the Big Ten has some unbelievable teams. You could see probably half a dozen of those teams, maybe at least three that get an at-large bid. Just depends on who wins that Big Ten tournament.
And we will get into that Big Ten tournament in just a little bit. Professional television segue, I would expect nothing less. But we start with our big story, which takes us to the Diamond in East Lansing, where UCLA baseball utilized a late Sunday surge to beat Michigan State, sweeping the Spartans to remain unbeaten in league play. With that win, UCLA improves to 24-0 in conference competition and has clinched the outright regular season title with 2 full weekends still left to play. I'll throw out some other crazy stats for you. Dating back to last year, UCLA has now won 26 consecutive conference games. The 24 this year is an all-time single-season record. Only one team has ever won more games over the stretch of multiple seasons, 27 consecutive wins by Illinois. That took place before Brian's playing career by just a little bit, 1909 to 1911. Those are the kind of numbers that UCLA is putting up right now as they continue to rewrite history. And Brian, I think Sunday was the perfect example. They're down multiple runs heading into the 7th inning. With this lineup, this is simply never a team that you can count out of any game in any series, and it's why they're considered a favorite to win it all.
Yeah, I mean, they say it's better to be lucky than good, right? But, UCLA is also really, really, really good. So not only do they have Rock Chalowski, they have an unbelievable pitcher, they have 2 more draft prospects, but John Savage has got those guys ready to play. I mean, he's been doing this a long time. I remember playing against him when he was at UC Irvine. There's no easy games against that guy. And you saw against Michigan State, down by a ton going late in the later innings. But again, they're never counted out because they're just such a good and well-coached team. And
they do have future MLB stars. Right. Rock Chalowski, the presumptive #1 pick by the Chicago White Sox at shortstop, coming up later this summer. Will Gasparino is a pro prospect. Mulavai Lavu as well, a guy that can rake up and down the lineup. But when you have a future star and a guy in Chalowski who not only walks the walk in terms of what he does on the field, but who was also a leader, who does all the post-game interviews, who works as hard as anybody on the team. I mean, you yourself are a former first-round pick. You know how much that little stuff matters to the guys that you spend so much time with on the field.
It does. It pays to have direct access to Chris Getz, the GM at the White Sox.
Certainly.
I haven't yet reached out to him saying who's going to be the #1 pick, but he is the consensus #1 pick probably, and he just works so hard. I probably see him projecting as like a corner infielder because of his size. He's just such a strong kid, but my gosh, talk about pro ready. He might be one of those John Olerud types that goes in there, spends either no time in the minor leagues or spends less than a year, and he'll be up playing in Chicago in no time.
Yeah, it kind of depends on what the White Sox are dealing with in terms of record and their status in a playoff chase and exactly how quickly you come up. When you look at the big stat, which is presented by Gatorade, and you think about UCLA at 24-0, no team has ever gone through a single season unbeaten. The all-time win percentage mark was set just over a decade ago by Illinois, .955, after winning 21 of 22 games. UCLA's schedule is not exactly easy coming down the stretch. They're home this weekend against Oregon, ranked inside the top 15 for 3 games, and then they're on the road at Washington to finish off the Big Ten regular season. They also do have some of those midweek non-conference games, Loyola Marymount coming up this week. But from a big picture perspective, I'm not sure if the Bruins are actually looking at those numbers and trying to make sure that they become the all-time winningest team in Big Ten history. But to be able to say you went through an entire conference season without a loss is something I never thought we'd say in Big Ten baseball.
Yeah, it's nearly impossible. Not to mention, that's why baseball is such an amazing sport. That's why the Colorado Rockies will go in and beat the Yankees in a given day, right? But I'll tell you what, as someone who played for Coach Wazikowski at Arizona, the head coach over at Oregon, my guess is Waz is going to sneak 1 or 2 of those games before he goes in there. He's him and John Savage are very similar coaching personalities. Pay attention to detail, be on time, do things right.
Yeah, you know that Oregon and Waz would like nothing better than to ruin that unbeaten streak for UCLA. But the Bruins are on pace for the best conference record in Big Ten history. That is a minimum of 20 games played. Of course, we will look ahead quickly to the Big Ten tournament because it's coming up later this month. And remember the new format. 12 teams get in. 8 are involved in the double elimination bracket, which starts in a couple of Tuesdays down in Omaha. 4 of those 8 teams will advance into the single elimination quarterfinals against the top 4 seeds. Those games set to be played on Friday. And right now, those top 4 seeds are UCLA, Nebraska, Oregon, and USC in that order. As of now, of course, all those orders can change. There's a lot of question marks about how exactly this will work. But at the end of the day, Brian, it is to protect those top 4 seeds that right now are all projected to get into the NCAA tournament after they're done playing Big Ten ball.
Sure. I mean, you look at some of those teams, right? And that's the scary part for some of those bubble teams is you look at some of these guys like the Minnesotas, the Rutgers, what Justin Hare's doing over at Ohio State. You let one of those guys get in there and catch some momentum in that Big Ten tournament, you got to play them. Even if they're depleted from a pitching standpoint, they could still come in there and do some damage and really derail what you're trying to do.
And you have to think that those top 4 teams right now, who are each projected to be in the NCAA tournament field, understand what they're dealing with heading into the Big Ten tournament. But you never want to look too far ahead because if your teams like USC, who right now you're feeling comfortable about your NCAA at-large projection, you don't want to start to mess around with these last couple of weeks of the regular season and get to the Big Ten tournament where you feel like you got to win at least 1, if not 2 games.
Sure. I mean, Stanky's doing a great job over there. Andy Stankiewicz, my gosh, if there's ever a pro-style coach you want to play for, it's Coach Stankiewicz over at USC. And those guys are having a good time. They're in SoCal. They're hitting the ball. They got 2 of the best pitchers in the entire league. Yep. So I don't see them tapering off too much.
That all comes your way from Omaha later this month, but still 2 weeks to play in the Big Ten regular season.